Hello everyone and welcome to Informational Reading, Informational Reading Day 2. So yesterday we read a story about Benjamin Franklin and we picked out 3 facts that we didn't know about him. Okay, so we talked about what an informational text is. Can you remind me what an informational text is? Great job. An informational text means it's real, okay? It's nonfiction, okay? Because remember, fiction is fake. Okay, so today we are going to continue reading an informational text and we are going to read the story Whales. Okay, can you guys start naming some different whales you guys know? Yeah, there are killer whales, humpback whales, beluga whales. Okay, if you know any more than I do, awesome job. Okay, you're smarter than your teacher. So we are going to read whales and we're going to see if we can find 3 questions that or 3 things that we learned, 2 questions we may still have, and 1 fact that you found the most fascinating. Okay, so make sure you're really paying attention so you guys can help me do that at the end. Okay, so whales live in oceans. They're not fish. They are air-breathing, warm-blooded mammals. Can you give me another example of a mammal? Good job. We're mammals. Some are small and others are huge. The world's largest animals are whales. The first ancestor of whales lived more than 50 million years ago. Scientists believe they are descended from creatures that lived on land, possibly the Mesonchid, which is this. It kind of looks like a dog, right? At some point, they began to stay in the oceans. Their bodies became more streamlined for easier swimming. Their fur was replaced with blubber to keep them warm. So blubber is a layer of fat between the skin and the muscles. Today, millions of years later, skeletons of whales show clues to the early ancestors. Inside their flippers are bones arranged like those of the hand. Further back are remains of a small leg bone, but there are no flippers here. So it kind of looks like a hand, you can see it. Whale tails are called flukes. They don't look like fish tails. Whales push themselves through the water by moving their flukes up and down. They use their flippers for balance and turning. Whales can't stay underwater like fish. Beneath the surface, they must hold their breath. Before diving, whales breathe fresh air into their lungs through 1 or 2 nostrils on top of their heads. They are called blowholes. So the blowhole's right there. When whales surface, they blow out their wet, warm breath, making a spout. When whales can't see well in the dark in murky waters, they make clicking sounds. The sound waves travel and bounce off objects. Then they come back to the whale's ears. This is called sonar or echolocation. Some whales make other sounds too. They resemble squeaks or squeals, groans, chirps, and whistles like birds. Scientists believe that whales make these sounds to communicate with each other. Some whales travel to cold waters to feed and live in the summer. Often they travel in groups called pods. In winter, they go back to the warmer waters. Traveling is called migration. In the warm waters, the females have their babies. They can only have 1 baby at a time. A male is called a bull and a female is called a cow. A baby is called a calf. So it's kind of like you think about the cows on Earth, right? Or on land. There are 2 main kinds of whales. One group has teeth, and they are called the toothed whales. Most toothed whales' males are larger than the females, so a beluga whale, a narwhal, dolphins, pilot whale. Okay, those are all toothed whales. I never knew that. Something new I just learned. Toothed whales have only 1 blowhole. The teeth are only for catching their food. They gulp down their food without chewing. So a killer whale is another big famous one. I never knew that. The other main group of whales has no teeth. Instead, they have long, fringed blades hanging from their upper jaws that strain out their food from the water. The blades are called baleen or whalebone. Baleen whales are also called mycenate. So they have, oh, you can see the teeth. It's like a line. So the gray whale is a big one. Baleen whales eat fish and a mixture of tiny plants called plankton. In the plankton are shrimp-like creatures called krill. All baleen whales have two blowholes. So the humpback whale has two. Okay, that's a very famous one. Okay. The female baleen whales are often larger than the males. So that's something new I didn't know. Baleen whales are among the biggest of the whales. Some baleen whales have grooves on their skin from their chins to their bellies. So the fin whale has a hooked back. Okay, the bowhead whale is the longest, and it's 15 feet long. So they're usually smaller. Baleen whales are graceful, so the blue whale is a baleen whale, and peaceful creatures. So a blue whale is often 100 feet long and can weigh as much as 180 tons. Okay, that's the biggest creature that's ever lived. There used to be millions of whales in the ocean. For thousands of years, they were hunted for their meat, hide, and bones. About 200 years ago, whalers began hunting them even more for other products. They used different parts of whales to make lamp oil, soap, candles, and cosmetics. The whalers used the baleens to make buggy whips and umbrellas and siphoning for clothes. Over the years, there are fewer and fewer whales. What is that called? What is happening to them? They are what? We learned about it at the beginning of the year. They're becoming endangered. Because of why? Yell why they're becoming endangered. What's one of those main reasons? They are being hunted. Good. Today, people are worried about how small the whale population has become. Some laws have been passed to protect them from the hunted. Sometimes people go on whale watches to see the creatures in their natural home in the ocean. Scientists have learned that there are about 100 different kinds of whales. They are graceful and beautiful wonders of the sea. The end. All right, I want you to be thinking about 3 things you learned, 2 questions you still have, and a fact. While you're doing that, go ahead and grab your handy dandy notebook. You need to pause it to go grab it. Feel free. All right, you're going to put your name right at the top. If you need more time, go ahead and just pause, and you'll put the date 3-31-20 right at the top, just like I did. Nice and small, easy to read. So if you lose your paper, you know it's yours. And you're just going to put an I for informational, and you're going to write day 2. Okay, so we don't want to write informational. It's a lot of letters. Just nice and quick and easy. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you are going to write 3 things that you learned. I want you to think of 3 things you learned. One big thing I didn't know is that there's 2 different types of whales. If you have something different, write it out. Keep going. Okay, so if you need a few more minutes to write your 3 things that you learned about your whales, feel free. Go ahead and hit pause. Now we're going to do 2 questions we still have. One question I still have is, what are humans doing to protect the whales? Okay. Think of your own questions. Okay, I'm just doing it right underneath. Okay, and then come up with one more question. All right, if you need more time on that, please feel free to pause it. Okay, and then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to write one fact that was your favorite fact. What were you so interested in? For me, I was so interested and surprised to hear that there are 2 different types of whales. I never knew that. Okay. What is something that surprised you and interests you, or what you'd want to know more about? What do you still wonder? Okay, so you go ahead and do that. Remember, you only need one of those. All right, if you need more help, please feel free to reach out to your teacher. You guys are doing a great job with this. Informational books are so fun because they can be on any topic. Okay, keep up the great work. You guys are doing a great job. Have a good rest of your day.